Have you ever wondered what you would do if you were attacked by an aggressive dog? It's a question that may send shivers down your spine, but it's a reality we must face. Dog attacks, as unsettling as they are, happen more often than you might think, and it's a serious issue that demands our attention. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the world of canine aggression, not to scare you, but to arm you with the knowledge you need to handle such situations effectively and safely. We'll explore the signs of an imminent dog attack, how to respond to an aggressive dog, the defense techniques you can employ to protect yourself, and what to do if you're unfortunately injured in the process. This isn't just a tale of survival, but a lesson in understanding, patience, and resilience. So, stay with us for the next few minutes as we delve into this important subject matter. Firstly, understanding dog behavior is key in preventing an attack. Dogs, much like humans, have a language of their own. It's a language of body signals and signs, a silent conversation they're constantly having with the world around them. And when it comes to aggression, these signs become even more pronounced. One of the most common signs of aggression in dogs is growling. This low, rumbling sound is a clear warning. The dog is telling you, "I'm uncomfortable, back off." It's like a stop sign at a traffic junction, and just as you wouldn't ignore that, you shouldn't ignore a growling dog. Another sign is the baring of teeth. This is a step up from growling, a more urgent message. It's like the dog is saying, "I warned you with my growl, now I'm showing you my weapons." This is a dog that feels threatened and is preparing to defend itself. Then there's the rigid body posture. An aggressive dog will often stiffen its body, its muscles taut and ready for action. It's similar to a sprinter at the starting block, poised for action. The dog's body is telling you, "I'm ready to react, to fight or run." These signs are not always separate and can often occur together. You may see a dog growling, its teeth bared, its body rigid. This is a dog in a high state of alert, a dog that feels threatened and is ready to defend itself. Recognizing these signs is crucial. It's about understanding the language of dogs, about respecting their boundaries and signals. It's about preventing a situation from escalating into an attack. This is not about becoming fearful of dogs, but about becoming smarter, more aware. Remember, an aggressive dog is often a scared dog, a dog that feels cornered, threatened. The aggression is a defense mechanism, a reaction to a perceived threat. By understanding these signs, by recognizing this silent language, we can avoid provoking the dog, avoid triggering that defensive aggression. Recognizing these signs is your first line of defense against an aggressive dog. Now that you know how to spot an aggressive dog, let's talk about how to respond. Your reaction in these tense moments can play a significant role in determining the outcome of the encounter. It's essential to keep your cool and not let your fear take over. One principle to remember is to avoid sudden movements. Dogs are naturally alert creatures, and quick, erratic actions can trigger their predatory instincts. So, if you find yourself face to face with an aggressive dog, don't run or flail your arms about. Instead, stand still, keeping your hands by your sides and your head slightly turned away. Next, let's address eye contact. In the human world, making eye contact is often seen as a sign of confidence or honesty, but in the canine world, it's a whole different ballgame. Staring directly into a dog's eyes can be perceived as a challenge, which could provoke the dog to attack. So, avoid eye contact as much as possible. Another strategy is slowly backing away. This move signals to the dog that you're not a threat and you're leaving its territory. But remember, do this slowly and avoid turning your back on the dog. Now, onto your voice. You might be tempted to yell or scream, but that could further agitate the dog. Instead, use a calm, assertive voice. This shows the dog that you're in control of the situation without being threatening. You can even try commands like sit or stay if the dog seems trained. Lastly, remember to protect your vital areas if the dog decides to attack. Keep your chest and face turned away from the dog and use any available objects to shield yourself. Remember, your response can either escalate or de-escalate the situation. Staying calm, avoiding eye contact, backing away slowly, speaking assertively, and protecting yourself are all strategies that can help you safely navigate an encounter with an aggressive dog. But what happens if an aggressive dog decides to attack? This is a question nobody wants to find themselves asking in real time. However, being prepared can make all the difference. Let's start with some practical defense techniques. One of the first things you can do is try to use a barrier. It could be anything you have on hand, a jacket, a bag, or even a bicycle. The idea is to put something between yourself and the dog. This barrier not only provides a physical shield but can also distract the dog. buying you some precious time. Now it might seem counterintuitive, but standing your ground is often your best bet. Running might trigger the dog's chase instinct, escalating the situation. Instead, try to make yourself appear larger and more intimidating. This can be as simple as standing up straight, raising your arms, and projecting your voice. Remember, the goal is to convince the dog that you are not an easy target. Protecting your face and neck is also crucial. These areas are extremely vulnerable, and any injuries there could be very serious. If a dog does manage to get close, try to feed it your non-dominant arm. It sounds gruesome, but your arm can take a hit much better than your face or neck. Another defense technique is to use a deterrent, like pepper spray. But remember, this should be a last resort, and used only if you're certain the dog intends to harm you. It's also important to note that in some areas, the use of such deterrents may be regulated by law, so make sure you're familiar with local regulations. Lastly, try not to panic. Easier said than done, right? But maintaining your composure can prevent the situation from escalating. Dogs, like many animals, can sense fear and panic. Keeping calm can help send the message that you are not a threat, potentially diffusing the situation. These techniques could potentially save you from severe injuries. They are not foolproof, but they do provide a framework for handling an unfortunate encounter with an aggressive dog. Preparation and understanding can go a long way in mitigating risk. Unfortunately, dog attacks can sometimes result in injuries. Knowing first aid and when to call for help is crucial. So let's dive into the world of first aid for dog bites. First things first, if you've been bitten, don't panic. Panic can increase your heart rate, leading to faster blood loss. Instead, try to stay calm and focus on the task at hand. Your first priority is to stop the bleeding. Apply a clean bandage or cloth to the wound and apply firm pressure. If the bleeding doesn't stop within a few minutes or it's a large, deep wound, seek immediate medical attention. Once the bleeding has stopped, it's time to clean the wound. Rinse it gently with warm water and soap. This helps to wash away any bacteria that might cause an infection. After cleaning, apply an antibiotic ointment and cover the wound with a sterile bandage. Now, dog bites can lead to serious infections, so it's important to keep an eye on the wound. If you notice any signs of infection like increased swelling, redness, pain, or pus, seek medical attention immediately. And remember, even if the wound seems minor, it's always a good idea to get a healthcare professional involved. Dogs have a wide variety of bacteria in their mouths, some of which can lead to serious illnesses. So when do you call for help? Well, if you've been seriously injured, are in a remote location, or the dog appears to be rabid or stray with no owner in sight, call emergency services right away. If you're unsure, it's always better to err on the side of caution and make the call. Also, don't forget to report the incident to your local animal control agency. They can help track the dog and prevent future attacks. Lastly, consider getting a tetanus shot, especially if it's been more than 5 years since your last one. Dog bites can carry the risk of tetanus, a serious bacterial infection. Prompt and appropriate action can make a significant difference in the outcome. So remember these first aid tips, and always stay safe out there. Dog attacks are serious, but they can be handled with the right knowledge. We've journeyed through understanding dog behavior, from reading their body signs and signals to knowing when an attack is imminent. Remember, dogs are creatures of instinct, and recognizing these instincts can be your first line of defense. We've also delved into how to respond to an aggressive dog. Keeping calm and maintaining a non-threatening posture can diffuse the situation. But if the dog does attack, we've explored defense techniques that can help you avoid injury. Using objects as a barrier, protecting your face and neck, and adopting the right body positions are all crucial. Lastly, we touched on the importance of first aid and calling for help. If you do get hurt, knowing how to respond could potentially save your life. With these tools at your disposal, you can confidently handle an encounter with an aggressive dog. Stay safe and remember, understanding is the key.